coming up in church, and when I was a child, and they used to do all these things in the church, and we had all these activities, and we don't have that anymore. Because you're the adult now. And you're supposed to be providing it. But you still waiting on the people that did it 30 or 40 years ago to still do it today, and you're supposed to slide right in there, but you're looking for somebody else to do it. He says, I think of the good old days. He says, I think of the good. They were just so great. And what's changed? What's changed is that the person that you look at every day in the mirror has control over how you perceive your life. Yeah. And if you choose to believe a lie, you can't blame anybody else. Yeah. You got to get yourself in a situation to where you have to learn, and it's not easy. You have to learn how to perceive life in a healthier way. Just because you failed, it doesn't mean that you're going to die. Our trials don't come to destroy us. They come to make us stronger. And so when I went through, if I look at it as something that God put in place to make me stronger, I have a different outlook on what I went through. And so now it's hard to be mad at God when God was just simply trying to make me stronger. It's hard to be upset with God when God was simply trying to make me better. Verses 7 through 10, the psalmist, he done fell for the Okie Doke. He said, has the Lord rejected me forever? My life is just so bad. Yeah. Did God reject me forever? Will he never, ever again be kind to me? Is his unfailing love gone forever? Sinking. God has been good. God has blessed you with the breath to even say the words. And these are the words that you choose to say over God that gave you life. Have his promises permanently failed? He says, has God forgotten to be gracious? I mean, you sinking deep. You sinking deep. All you can think about is the harsh realities that you perceive in your mind. And you can't even see the simple fact that you can speak the words that God has been good. Has he slammed the door on his compassion? He said, and he said, this is my faith. This is my faith. This is all I'm going to get out of life. The Most High has turned his hand against me. The psalmist, he's fallen for the Okie Doke, and now it's woe is me. Life is so difficult. People treat me bad. People don't give me a fair chance. Life is so hard. My parents were this. My family was this. My life is this. And I've fallen for the Okie Doke, and I blame God, and God has turned against me. God doesn't care about me anymore. And since God doesn't care about me, there's no need for me to care about myself. Since God doesn't care about me, I'm throwing in the towel, and I'm giving up on life. You've fallen for the Okie Doke. The enemy has sold you a bag of rocks and told you it was gold. You've fallen for the Okie Doke. I know life is hard and life is difficult. I'm reminded of a man by the name of Job. Job had a good life and things were going well. And then the enemy said, he told God, he said, God, there's no need for me to try Job because you got a hedge around him and you won't let anything happen to him. And God says, you about to fall for this foolishness. I'm going to use you to even bless Job more. And God said, you can try him all you want, but you can't touch his soul. Is there a witness in the house? He said, Job, it says that Job began to lose his children. His children died, had calamity in his life. Things went wrong around him. His friends were laughing at him. They were saying, your God has left you and left you desolate. And Job had this perception on life. Job said, you know what? When I came out my mother's womb and when I was born, naked I came into the world and naked I'll leave. I'll never allow you you to turn me against my God. Can I tell somebody, despite what you're going through, the simple fact that you're still in it is a blessing. It did not kill you. It did not destroy you. You can still breathe. You can still fight. And so instead of complaining and saying that God has given up on me and woe is me, you ought to look to the hills and say, God, I thank you, God. I thank you for another day. I thank you for another chance to fight, God, because I admit I've done some things wrong. I've made some mistakes in my life. I should have been dead, sleeping in my grave. I'm sitting up here in this pulpit and I'm preaching, but do you know that I made some bad decisions in my life? I ain't saying it as a cliche, but I should have been dead, sleeping in my grave. But